Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Thank you so much, Dandavad Pranam, everyone. It looks like Shubhras Prabhuji is not able to join today, so we can get started. So we completed until text 8 yesterday, Canto 7, Chapter 3, Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. And we read how he was doing a penance, and which was creating a lot of disturbance all over the universe, because it was a very austere penance, and there was fire coming out of his head, and due to that all the demigods were going to Lord Brahma to find a solution. And so we can start with text 9 to 10. Anybody in a position to read?
I can start, Prabhuji.
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Dandavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 9-10. Sista characharam idam ho yoga samadhina adhaste sarva Paramesti Nijashanam Tat Aham Bardha Ma Neno Tapo Yoga Samadhina Kalat Monas Cha Nyatab Tat Nyatat Shadhashe Tatha Mana. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada with joy. Translation. The Supreme Person within this universe, Lord Brahma, has gotten his exalted post by dint of severe austerities, mystic power and trance. Consequently, after creating the universe, he has become the most worshipable demigod within it. Since I am eternal and time is eternal, I shall endeavor for such austerity, mystic power and trance for many, many births, and thus I shall occupy the same post occupied by the Lord Brahma. Hiranyakashipu purport. Hiranyakashipu's determination was to occupy the post of Lord Brahma, but this was impossible because Brahma has a long duration of life, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 8.17. Shastra Juga Pori Antam Ahar Yad Brahmano Vidu. 1000 yogas equals 1 day of Brahma. The duration of Brahma's life is extremely great, and consequently it was impossible for Hiranyakashipu to occupy that post. Nonetheless, his decision was that since the self, Atma, and the time are both eternal, if he could not occupy the post in one lifetime, he would continue to execute austerities life after life, so that sometime he would be able to do it. So here we see Hiranyakashipu's demoniac nature of his austerities, and he is also demoniac, not to get the mercy of the Lord, but to get something materially so he can enjoy. So he's doing these austerities to please Brahma, but he wants to kick out Brahma from his post and take his post and become the head of the demigods. And he wants to rule eternally. But he doesn't know that he cannot even get the Brahma's position. What to speak about getting eternal duration of life and rule his kingdom. And as we know in Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said, Brahma's one day is equal to 1000 yugas. So for the demonic people, it is also too hard to achieve. But Hiranyakashipu started his austerity to achieve his demonic desire. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. You explained very well. Has Shubhalas Prabhuji joined?
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada. I'm sorry for the delay. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Prabhuji. Would you like to host going forward, or do you want?
No, you continue doing so nice. I really like this point, this Janme point, that a demigod is so determined to get powers. So why don't we take inspiration, as Hiranyakashipu is saying, that birth after birth, I will do anything, I shall endeavor to get these powers birth after birth. So it's a great lesson, as Lord Chaitanya says, Mam Janmani Janmanishwari Bhavatad Bhakti Rahitaki Tvai. As a devotee, and a devotee also prays, Mam Janmani Janmanishwari Bhavatad Bhakti Rahitaki Tvai. Please give me the devotion at your lotus feet. But the demoniac person wants to basically become equal to the Lord or his great devotees like Brahma and occupy his post. This is all because of envy. One can't see, how dare Brahma be special? How dare Brahma have a special post? Why not me? So the tendency to not being able to see anyone in a superior position is because of envy. And one wants to do austerity to rule him or her out so that everyone worships me. Thank you.
Prabhuji, is there, so he says Supreme Personality within the universe. Is it because he doesn't know Lord Vishnu or Krishna, or does it mean Brahma is actually the Supreme Person within the universe?
Lord Brahma is often referred to as the head of the universe, or the chief of the universe, or the father of the universe. So he's often addressed by those adjectives. In this material world, we know that how Lord Brahma is the secondary creator. So,
thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. This is Bhadra. Dandvat everybody. You can see here that he wants to become immortal because he is thinking that Brahma's position, Brahma is also immortal because Brahma is staying so millions and millions and millions of years. So he is interested to be immortal, and that's why he wants to please Brahma so he can get his post, thinking that he will be immortal. And that's why he's saying that my gross body will be finished. I know that. But the Atma and time are eternal, so I'll perform the austerity for many births to achieve, so I can achieve the post of Brahma for myself. Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, but that that is correct, right? Like anybody can get the post of Brahma if they are austere for 1,000 lifetimes, because the highest post is also a position. So
that is true. That is true. But here he wants to become immortal because he's not thinking that Brahma himself is not immortal. He's not thinking that way. See, and that's why when we will hear that when we ask for the boons, Brahma said, "Because I'm not immortal, how can I give you? How can you become immortal?" Follow? So yeah, he won the post, but he's not realizing that Brahma is also going to leave one day. It's a post, but he has to leave. He's not thinking that way and performing all these austerities. Of course, ultimately he wants to kill Vishnu because of his brother killed. Hiranyakashipu was killed. That is the point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Srila Prabhu, you are continuing?
Oh, I thought you were.
No.
Okay, Prabhuji, I think.
Okay, sorry.
Do you want me to read the next text?
Yes, please, you carry on.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Not Pranam. Everyone, text 11. Anya tedam vidasyaham ayata purvam ujasa kim anye kala nirdute kalpate Vaishnava P. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. By dint of my severe austerities, I shall reverse the results of pious and impious activities. I shall overturn all the established practices within this world. Even Dhruva loka will be vanquished at the end of the millennium. Therefore, what is the use of it? I shall prefer to remain in the position of Brahma. Purport. Hiranyakashipu's demoniac determination was explained to Lord Brahma by the demigods, who informed him that Hiranyakashipu wanted to overturn all the established principles. After executing severe austerities, people within this material world are promoted to the heavenly planets, but Hiranyakashipu wanted them to be unhappy, suffering because of the demoniac feelings of the demigods. Of the diplomatic feelings of the demigods. Even in the heavenly planets, he wanted those who were harassed in this world by material transactions to be unhappy for the same reason, even in the heavenly planets. Indeed, he wanted to introduce such harassment everywhere. One might ask how this would be possible, since the universal order has been established since time immemorial. But Hiranyakashipu was proud to declare that he would be able to do everything by the power of his tapasya. He even wanted to make the Vaishnava's position insecure. These are some of the symptoms of asuric determination. So in this verse, we see how, like Bhadra Prabhuji said, he's not well informed. He knows the basic principle of the soul being immortal, but he's thinking his material body can also become immortal. And he wants to even be better than Dhruva loka. We know that is a wrong conception he's having, that Brahma's position is actually shorter than Dhruva loka position. So that even though he knows a lot, there are some gaps in his knowledge, and that's causing him to think in the wrong way. And he's also thinking that he can take over the entire world and become its master and turn everything, all modes of religion and all right into wrong and wrong into right. And Prabhupada says that is the Asuric mentality. Such Hiranyakashipu mentalities are within everybody. So when we have Krishna in our heart, that will be destroyed. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please, if you'd like to add or correct. Shubhalat Prabhuji, are you on mute?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I was just thinking. You said Brahma's lifespan is shorter than Dhruva loka. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so I think I've read that 100 years of Brahma will die. His time will be done. But Dhruva loka is not part of the dissolution. So I may be wrong.
Yes, I think we need to refer that statement a little more deeper. There are different types of dissolution. So here the reference is again, there are different references and multiple. Maybe we have to research them a little better. But I would say let's do a little more research before coming to that conclusion. So let's maybe review that statement, I would say, because ultimately, yes, Dhruva loka is again Lord Brahma is a very, very long time. Therefore, people think that he's eternal, like Hiranyakashipu is thinking. Dhruva loka is also, it's mentioned that he rules there for about 36,000 years. Now, who's 36,000 years? That's also not clearly mentioned. So, before coming to conclusion, let's do some more research there. Okay, so maybe everyone can review that and through proper resources, and we can share in the group, or then we can review that, and so that's your homework. Is that okay? Okay. Next word.
I have Hare Krishna. I have a point to make here. What he is saying is that the people to perform, to go to the spirit, to go to even to this Svarga, heaven, they have to have they perform the vows of celibacy and austerity. They perform. So what he is saying, that the persons who are absorbed in material enjoyment in this life will attain the enjoyment of Svarga in the next life. That's what he is saying. That's what his plan is. That let people enjoy in the material world, and when they enjoy in this material world, they will transfer to the Svarga, to the heaven. And the persons who are performing austerity and performing a celibacy, they will go to hell, and they will suffer. So this is what he is trying to do. So that's what it means, that I will change all the established practice. I will completely overturn it. That's what he's trying to do. And as for Dhruva loka is, of course, it is guarded by this Lord. Lord is there, and Vishnu is there as a guard. You see. And as you said, I'm not sure about Dhruva loka is as far as we have to furthermore establish, find out. But there is certain dissolution. Dhruva loka is not affected. But as I said, I'm not sure about it. So that's what he's here trying to do, to overturn everything, whatever the demigods have established, which is established by the Lord himself, Supreme Lord. Demigods are just the different section of the different positions they are given to follow the rules given by Krishna. So he wants to overturn everything. That's what his plan is.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And demigods are speaking this verse. Actually, they're speaking the thoughts going on in the mind of Hiranyakashipu. If you go back a few verses, demigods have approached Lord Brahma and they are submitting, as we read in text number 7.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Before. So, O great person, chief of the universe, if you think it is proper, kindly submit, kindly stop these disturbances. And then they share. Although they say, oh, Brahmaji, you know everything, but we'll still submit if you think it's proper. So they are narrating all these things. So, okay.
Prabhuji, I found a reference, Srimad Bhagvatam 4.9.21. There's a purport. There are two kinds of dissolutions. One during the night of Lord Brahma and one at the end of Lord Brahma's life. At the end of Brahma's life, selected personalities go back home, back to Godhead. Dhruva Maharaj is one of them. The Lord assured Dhruva that he would exist beyond the partial dissolution of the universe. Thus, at the end of the complete dissolution, Dhruva Maharaj would go directly to Vaikuntha Loka, to a spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. So, still it's not clear if Dhruva Loka will exist in the spiritual world, but just wanted to bring that reference up. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. I would, we as a Chaitanya Charitamrita group of Matajis had done some research on this, including Ragatmika Mataji, who used to type Srimad Bhagvatam for Prabhupada. So, Prabhupada says it in two places that Dhruva Loka is Vaikuntha Loka, is part of Vaikuntha Loka. It is not this material world. And so this is separate from your dissolution point. What you read is correct. It says that that Dhruva Loka dissolves after with the universe. And there's another aspect of it, or another fact about it, is that Dhruva Loka is above the 7 rishis, 7 planets, and Maharaj Dhruva reaches Dhruva Loka after he finishes his 36,000 years of ruling in the universe, or in the lower planets. Then he goes to Dhruva Loka. So he's Uttanapad son, so he rules on this, just like Maharaja Yudhishthira and them ruled on Jambudvipa. I believe Maharaja Uttanapad rules on Jambudvipa, and then he goes to Dhruva Loka. Thank you, Prabhu. That's why we see that he goes and fights with the Yakshas in the Yaksha Loka and stuff. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You want to read the next verse, Mataji?
Prabhu, can you please tell me this verse? I'm sorry, I joined few minutes late.
12.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Iti shushrum nirbandham tapa paramamastitaha vidha sva nantaram yuktam swayam tribhuvaneshwara. Translation and purpose by Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord, we have heard from reliable sources that in order to obtain your post, Hiranyakashipu is now engaged in severe austerity. You are the master of the 3 worlds. Please, without delay, take whatever steps you deem appropriate. Purport. In the material world, a servant is provided for by the master, but is always planning how to capture the master's post. There have been many instances of this in history, especially in India during the Mohammedan rule. Many servants, by plans and devices, took over the post of their masters. It is learned from Chaitanya literature that one big zamindar, Subuddhi Rai, kept a Mohammedan boy as a servant. Of course, he treated the boy as his own child, and sometimes when the boy was steal something, the master would chastise him by striking him with a cane. There was a mark on the boy's back from this chastisement. Later, after the boy had, by crooked means, become Hussain Shah, Nawab of the Bengal, one day his wife saw the mark on his back and inquired about it. The Nawab replied that in his childhood he had been a servant of Subudhi Rai, who had punished him because of some mischievous activities. Upon hearing this, the Nawab's wife immediately became agitated and requested her husband to kill Subudhi Rai. Nawab Hussain Shah, of course, was very grateful to Subudhi Rai and therefore refused to kill him. But when his wife requested him to turn Subudhi Rai into a Mohammedan, the Nawab agreed. Taking some water from his water pot, he sprinkled it upon Subudhi Rai and declared that Subudhi Rai had now become a Mohammedan. The point is that this Nawab had an ordinary menial servant of Subudhi Rai, but was somehow or other able to occupy the supreme post of Nawab of Bengal. This is the material world. Everyone is trying to become master through various devices, although everyone is servant of his senses. Following this system, a living entity, although servant of his senses, tries to become master of the whole universe. Hiranyakashipu was a typical example of this. Brahma was informed by the demigods of his intentions. So here we see this example of Puna Mushtika Bhava. There is a sadhu, there is a small rat comes to him for help. Sadhu helps him, makes cat, next time slowly makes a lion, and then lion or tiger, and he comes back to eat the sadhu, and then he says Puna Mushtika Bhava. So this is the mentality we see in the material world. You want, and the person who is benedicting you, you want to harm that person in the end. And so this demigods are praying that please, without delay, take steps, please help us. This is going to be a problem. And then Prabhupada really beautifully narrates this pastime from Chaitanya Charitamrita about Subudhi Rai, how he had a servant who was Muslim, and when Subudhi Rai, when he made a mistake, had to beat the servant, but the servant became Nawab. And when his wife saw those marks, she wanted to kill this Subudhi Rai, but instead they chose that he be sprinkled some water and become Muhammad, and that used to be the custom those days, that just convert them. And at that point, later, when Subudhi Rai said, how can I become back Vaishnava? Then the Smartha Brahmana said, you should drink hot ghee. And he said, oh, that's going to purify me? And no, they said it won't purify you, but it would kill you. And it's better to die than to remain a Mohammedan. So this is the predicament of material living entities when they do not know that the ultimate source is to chant Hare Krishna, and that purifies us completely. And to chant Hare Krishna and to lose this mentality that I want to lord it over, but to gain this, the most fulfilling sense of being servant of servant of servant of servants. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I really like the statement Prabhupada mentions. Everyone is trying to become the master of various devices or various people, although everyone is the servant of their own senses. So the tendency to be the enjoyer, the controller, Ishwaram, Aham Bhogi, Aham Ishwara, this is very, very deep. It's very, very demoniac. In chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned, but this is very, very deep. So if we have that tendency, we can dovetail that tendency by becoming the master of our own mind and senses. And that is a real king, Maharaj. One who has controlled his mind and senses, one who has become the master of mind and senses, Goswami. So Goswami is generally used for sannyasis, but it doesn't mean one has to take the dress of a sannyasi. One can be sannyasi by heart or by mind and consciousness. Not a very easy thing, but we can at least dovetail this tendency over there. Let me try to become a master of my own mind and senses, rather than trying to be master of other people or other, etc. Okay. Anyone else has any other thoughts, comments? Okay, Sundari Priya Mataji, you want to read, please?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 13. Tavasanam dvijagavam parameshtayam jagatpate bhavyashreyase bhutaye keshmaya vijayaya cha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone, especially the cows and brahmanas. Brahmanical culture and the protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material happiness, opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. Purport. In this verse, the words Dvijagavam Parameshtayam indicates the most exalted position of the Brahmanas, Brahmanical culture, and the cows. In Vedic culture, the welfare of the cows and the welfare of the Brahmanas are essential. Without a proper arrangement for developing Brahmanical culture and protecting cows, all the affairs of administration will go to hell. Being afraid that Hiranyakashipu would occupy the post of Brahma, all the demigods were extremely disturbed. Hiranyakashipu was a well-known demon, and the demigods knew that if demons and rakshasas were to occupy the supreme post, Brahmanical culture and protection of cows would come to an end. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 5.2.9, the original proprietor of everything is Lord Krishna. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. The Lord therefore knows particularly well how to develop the material condition of the living entities within the material world. In every universe there is one Brahma engaged on behalf of Lord Krishna, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagvatam. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikave. The principal creator is in each Brahmand is Lord Brahma, who imparts Vedic knowledge to his disciples and sons. On every planet, the king or supreme controller must be representative of Brahma. Therefore, if a Rakshasa or demon were situated in Brahma's post, then the entire arrangement of the universe, especially the protection of the Brahmanical culture and cows, would be ruined. All the demigods anticipated this danger, and therefore they went to request Lord Brahma to take immediate steps to thwart in Hiranyakashipu's plan. In the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma was attacked by two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba, but Krishna saved him. Therefore, Krishna is addressed as Madhu Kaitaba Hantra. Now again, Hiranyakashipu was trying to replace Brahma. The material world is so situated that even the position of Lord Brahma, not to speak of ordinary living entities, is sometimes in danger. Nonetheless, until the time of Hiranyakashipu, no one had tried to replace Lord Brahma. Hiranyakashipu, however, was such a great demon that he maintained his ambition. The word bhutani means for increased opulence, and the word shreyase refers to ultimately returning home back to Godhead. In spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path of liberation becomes clear and one is freed from material bondage. If one is situated in an opulent position in spiritual advancement, his opulence never decreases. Therefore, such a spiritual benediction is called bhuti or vibhuti. Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita 10.4.1. Yad yad vibhutitam sattvam mam tejo sambhavam. If a devotee advances in spiritual consciousness and thus becomes materially opulent also, his possession is a special gift from the Lord. Such opulence is never to be considered material. At the present, especially on this planet Earth, the influence of Lord Brahma has decreased considerably, and representatives of Hiranyakashipu, the Rakshasas and demons have taken charge. Therefore, there is no protection of brahmanical cultures and cows, which are the basic prerequisites of all kinds of good fortune. This age is very dangerous because society is being managed by demons and Rakshasas. Wow. It's so nice to see these purports. Srila Prabhupada even so many years ago had the insight of what's going to happen in today's world. We see here that the demigods are appealing to Lord Brahma that if Hiranyakashipu takes their position, and everything that is auspicious is happening because Brahma is the protector of the cows and the brahmanas, which is really which increases his glory, and all the material opulence and good fortune automatically comes when the cows and the brahmanas are protected. In a Vedic society, that was the basis of all the welfare of the entire society. And Hiranyakashipu, being demonic, first thing he's going to do is get rid of all this welfare of cows and brahmanas, and they were very scared of that, and that's why they approached Brahma and appealed him to consider this, because if that happens, there will be a havoc. And we see that is happening in today's world. Srila Prabhupada always mentioned that he wanted his societies to have farmhouses and protection of the cows, and proper brahmanical culture was given to everybody, and he even though the brahmanas in India revolted that why he was giving initiation to all the hippies and making them brahmanas, he had a vision. He knew that the society cannot function without that. You have to have a proper Vedic knowledge, a proper varnashram system has to be taken place. And we see again and again, we have been reminded in Bhagavad Gita also that unless a society is developed around protection of the cows and a proper brahmanical culture, we cannot progress. And we see that wherever Krishna is, there is cows. He himself took birth on this holy land in Bharatvarsha, and he was never alone. He was always with the cows, and we see all the paintings where Krishna is always surrounded by his cows, and there's so many pastimes of the cowherd boys and every how they used to herd. And one time Krishna was herding the cows, and one cow was left somewhere in the pastures, and all of them, it was time to go back home. So he told the Gopas that you take all the other cows, I'm going to go look for the cow that is lost. And that cow is nobody but each of us devotees. We are like his cows, representative of that we have left our service, and we have forgotten Krishna, and Krishna is still looking for us, and he's reaching out to us. And Krishna is not, and that's why he's called Gopal, Govinda. Everything is the cows, and are the primary source of pleasure for Krishna. And we see everything that Krishna in his pastimes is in Mother Yashoda's and Nanda Maharaj's house. They had so many cows, and they used to, Krishna was so loved. So wherever Krishna is, there have to be cows. And the kind of society we are living in today has completely forgotten that, and we are so far away from the real opulence that the spiritual advancement should teach us. And today we are under the problem that is created because we are demonic, and we are acting like Rakshasas and not taking care of our planet. And today's leaders they've inherited everything from Hiranyakashipu. They don't care about the cows. Especially in the United States, we see the amount of slaughterhouses, and it's just abominable to see how much suffering there is, and until we improve together as a society and have a realization that this entanglement that we have is because of our ignoring these basic principles of Vedic society, and we're living in a very, very dangerous world. So that's my understanding. Prabhuji, please explain further. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Prabhuji, apologies if I just wanted to add another point to this.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Hare Krishna devotees, everyone, Dandavat Pranam. Just to adding to Mataji's clear aspects of understanding Krishna's life and the way he had been taking care of cows and cowherd boys and the nature and every aspect of life. In today's world, day before yesterday when Vamsi Vilas Prabhuji had taken classes for children, a very clear indication, very clear understanding of Krishna's stories and pastimes was explained in a very intellectual and very clear points in respect to today's society and understanding of where the cows are and where the change has to be brought and where should be the cowherd boys and what should be changed. That is probably very well explained in one line, that everybody has to improve their self. Every individual human being has the responsibility to improve self. Before this verse, the point which Prabhuji you had made, mastering the self, being Goswamis or being Maharaj, and without having the urge of or to rule other human beings, just to be a ruler of your own senses, own mind, and be completely surrendered to the will of Krishna, to be able to enjoy the ecstasy, the kind of the feeling which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced, and he passed on that experience since last 550 years now, and we all trying to follow it, but in real terms we are somewhere missing the point that the cows, the cowherd boys, the nature which has to be preserved, which has to be taken care, is first of all in our own selves, because thoughts have a very great power. Bhava has a very great impact, and it actually has a very great impact. And everybody's bhavas, if they are connected together, if everybody's minds are connected together for the same cause, like we are doing Bhagavatam class, we are doing taking care of nature in different ways, Prabhupada's philosophy, we are following making farmhouses and everything, but somewhere there is there's a gap. The self improvement is not up to that level. So the self improvement, once it comes at that level and it actually reaches out to the greater society, then the improvement would be much more faster. So if we have, like Prabhupada was very clear, he tried to inculcate good habits in first of all those set of people who were probably lost in both spiritual as well as material life, and they were wasting their life. So the target was those people, and it actually brought about a revolution. So that kind of thing, that we must target everybody, right from the point children, the old people, everybody. That's what we are doing in ISKCON society. But where we are lacking is on improvement of self. Somewhere or the other, we are lacking improvement of self. We might be talking a lot about things, but at the end of the day, missing on the point of self-improvement, becoming a Goswami ourselves first, and completely surrendering onto the will of Krishna. That's what is missing, and that's what's having the impact. And it's because of the yug, it's because of the time that is changing. Definitely impact of material things are actually going to happen, and they're going to increase. So first of all, if we improve, we will be able to take care of our children, our society as a whole. But first improvement is self. So correct me if I'm wrong and add on to it. Yeah. Haribol. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So I'd not say it's missing. It's up to one's individual how much one wants to take it. In Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's lectures, everywhere this is coming. Signs of self-realization, reading, chanting for self-purification, Chetudarpana Marjanam. So it's not missing, but as you rightly said, it's up to one's individual how much one wants to take it seriously. So, but very valid point that charity begins at home. So, okay. Any other comments or questions one has before we stop today? Okay, so we will pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.